Hello, Raiders. Welcome to day 5 of Raider Resilience. Today, we open our hearts. So we are going to get started on our back in Shavasana. Coming on down, finding a nice gentle position. Softening into the floor, bringing left hand to the heart and placing right hand on top of it. Slowly settling into this space. Softening. The back of the neck, through the shoulders, through the hips, through the belly, through the thighs, the calves, letting go of our ankles, letting go of all the muscles in the bottom of our feet. And now with those hands on that heart, closing the eyes, imagining a glowing ball of green energy, emerald green, hovering right in front of your heart space. On our inhale, we're going to inhale that green energy into our heart. And exhale, we're going to feel that green energy spread all throughout our body. Inhale, drinking in that emerald green light. Exhale, visualizing every inch of our cells starting to glow that bright emerald green. Color of our heart chakra. Inhale, invite more of that deep emerald. Exhale, feeling it spread from the top of the crown all the way down that neck, shoulders, hips, toes. One last nice deep inhale, drinking in more of that beautiful green light. Holding at the top. Take one more big sip of air and exhale, letting it go. Beautiful. We're going to bring the knees into the chest, a little hug here, a little self-love as we work on opening up through that heart space, welcoming in love of every kind, love for ourselves, that compassion, love of those around us. One hard one, I think, for a lot of us, love for people who maybe we don't necessarily get along with or enjoy seeing, but still finding it in that heart space to carry compassion. Go ahead and set those legs down. Bring that left arm to a cactus and then gently bring the legs to the right. So we've got a gentle twist through that heart. Eyes can go towards that left arm, feeling that stretch through the chest, through that spine. Nice deep inhale here. And letting it go. Beautiful. One more nice deep inhale. Exhale, start to walk those feet towards center. Right arm comes out to that cactus. And on your next exhale, the legs will drop over to the left. Gentle, gentle. Part of moving with compassion for ourselves is meeting ourselves where we are today. So inviting ourselves to not force any positions. There might be some things that challenge us as we move through practice. And just again, instead of finding that negative chatter telling us how we should be doing it or what we should be doing better, opening that heart to us trying our best and being compassionate for whatever our journey on the mat today looks like. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, bring the knees back to center, little rock side to side. Maybe take it forward and back, or roll through one side into a tabletop just for a moment. Beautiful. We're going to take traveling cat-cows. So inhale, let's practice a cat-cow. Pull the heart through the hands. Big stretch, exhale, starting at the tailbone, one vertebra at a time. Now, as we drop into our cat, I'm going to lead with my hips. I'm going to start to drop, and then I'm going to pull my hips back to my heels as I hit that cat heart. Rounding through the spine, I shift forward past my fingertips, chin to chest. Again, I start to hit my cow pose as I pull my hips back to the toes, chest high. Inhale, round the spine, chin to chest, bring it over the fingers. Again, inhale, dropping to cow as we pull the hips back. Exhale, rounding the spine as we travel to cat. And neutral tabletop. We're going to do that one more time, but opposite. So we're going to start with cat. tipping through our tailbone as we pull back to the hips, chin to chest. Inhale, start to drop through the belly as you pull that heart forward and cow past those fingers. Initiating with the glutes, we squeeze, pressing back towards the hips, chin to chest. And inhale, dropping the belly, heart pulls through. One more just like this. Exhale, rounding through the spine, starting at that tailbone. Inhale, drop the belly, pull it through. Beautiful. Neutral tabletop. We're just going to visit a puppy pose here. So palms are going to walk forward like we're in a child's pose, but our hips are staying on top of those knees. Option here to drop the forehead, keep thinking of turning on through those arms, really reaching with those fingers towards the floor. If you'd like a deeper stretch, you can come up to your chin here. This one's my favorite, certainly for heart opening, also because it's called puppy pose, let's be real. Nice deep inhale here. And soften. Again, welcoming that self-compassion into your journey today. And slowly start to walk the hands back into that tabletop, reaching just a little bit further forward with those fingers, flipping those toes, finding our first down dog of the day. Inhale, big breath, exhale, start to pedal through the legs. Again, finding ways that we can nourish our body, that we can show up lovingly here. Pressing the chest through, really feeling that extra stretch in that heart space. Inhale, lift the heels, gaze forward. Exhale, step or float it up to the top of your mat. Feet hip width distance, big bend in the legs. Grab for opposite elbows, little shake. And release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, we root as we sweep up to the ceiling. Palms overhead, opening up into that cactus. So I'm going to squeeze my glutes forward, initiating this back bend with my hips. Heart pulls, rather than dumping, think of pulling the heart up and through, like we're shining it towards the top corner of our room. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, hands to sides, closing those eyes, setting up into Tadasana. Taking a moment here to find an intention for today's practice. So we are doing heart opening, so I offer compassion up as your word to practice with today. If there's something else in mind, by all means, go ahead and find that now. And maybe it's just getting clear on what this compassion is. Maybe today you really need that self-compassion. You woke up feeling kind of down, or you have something big coming up. Maybe you got in a fight with someone recently and finding that trickier compassion to access, that compassion for someone else, despite maybe how we are feeling about them right now. That is really where the healing comes from. So maybe we choose to find compassion for the person we're sort of bumping heads with. Maybe it's compassion for a loved one, partner, a kiddo, a puppy. And with whatever that word, that compassion is in mind, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive forward, leading with the heart. Inhale, heart pulls forward. Exhale, leading with the heart. Plant the palms, step it back one tootsie at a time. Dropping the knees, inhale. Exhale, shift forward. Coming on down, tap your chest, chin, and then squeeze the glutes, slide through, little baby cobra. Inhale. Exhale, bringing it back through tabletop, up into down dog. Take a breath. Inhale, lift the heels, look at those hands, stepping it up. Exhale, toes together or hip width distance, it's up to you. Inhale, halfway lift with the heart. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweeping those arms up. Exhale, hips press forward, cactus those arms, shine that heart. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, leading with the heart as we swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, heart shines. Exhale, release. Inhale, stepping back one foot and then the other, dropping to the knees. Exhale, we drop chest between the hands, chin. Inhale, sliding forward, squeeze the butt, come up to cobra, maybe full cobra, maybe baby cobra. Exhale, pushing it back through that child's pose into down dog. Inhale, lift the heels, look forward, step it towards those hands. Inhale, settle. Exhale, halfway lift. Inhale, release. Inhale in this forward fold. Exhale, sweep those arms up and over, pulling down, opening up through that heart, shining it to the sky. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, forward fold, leading with the heart. Inhale, shine bright. Exhale, release. Inhale, stepping it back. Exhale, drop the knees, heart to chin. Inhale, pulling it through to baby cobra, maybe full cobra. Keep the glutes nice and tight. Exhale, bringing it down through child's into that down dog. Deep breath in, lift the heels, eyes go forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, heart shines, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hands pull towards those shoulders, glutes squeeze forward, shine bright. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna mix it up just a little, so stay with me here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping that left foot back and dropping through that back knee. Inhale, we're gonna come untucked through the toes, squeezing the glutes up, low lunge. Finding our low lunge here. My right hip is plugging back, my left hip is pressing forward. I'm making sure that my knee, as always, is aligned with my front ankle. Big breath in, stretch. Exhale, baby back bend, squeeze the glute, open the heart with those cactus arms. Inhale, stretch. All right, team, we're gonna take those hands behind the back and clasp them, opening through the heart, pressing the palms together for more power. If this is enough for you, amazing. If you'd like to take it a little deeper, heel toe that right foot ever so slightly open to the right of your mat. Inhale, open through the heart. Exhale, start to hinge back, keeping the bend in that front leg, coming down to humble warrior. So our outer right shoulder is coming to our inner right thigh. Squeezing through the glutes, extending through the hands back towards the corner of the room, letting that head fall gently. Big breath in here, keep spiraling those inner thighs together. Exhale, release the palms, half splits, pulling it back. Beautiful. Big breath in, keep rotating that right hip back, getting gentle here. Nice deep inhale, start to rebend through that front leg. This time we lift through the back knee. Exhale, set up. Planting through your left palm, inhale, stretching that right arm towards the sky, twisted runner's lunge. Big breath in. Exhale, frame that front foot, take a big step forward so our both legs, as best they can, start to become straight. Pulling that heart forward, keep thinking of that shine like we're holding cow pose. Right hip pulls back and we hold our pyramid, softening. Big breath in and lower. One more nice deep breath. And exhale, start to rebend through that front leg, stepping those feet together or hip width distance, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweeping it up, opening through that heart, big back bend. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful, team. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, this time we set those hands down, step back through the right foot, dropping that back right knee, finding our low lunge. Inhale, sweep up, setting up the low lunge. Left hip plugs back, right glute squeezes forward. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, opening up through the heart, never dumping in that low back. So remember, we're always lifting, shining that heart towards the sun like a sunflower. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, hands come to clasp, maybe this time taking the opposite thumb on top. And then same options apply. Opportunity here to open up through that leg, step it a little bit to the left. Option just to stay in this heart opener. It's a beautiful position. And if you're ready for a little bit more, hips go back, humble warrior, bowing forward, thigh, inner left thigh and left shoulder connect, and then find a little bit of a squeeze between the two. So we're always active. Left hip keeps pulling back, inhale. Exhale, softening through the face. Nice deep inhale. And exhale, lower the hands, coming on back to that halfway splits. Beautiful, team. Left hip plugs in, inhale, take a breath, shine the heart. Exhale, let it go. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, we start to bend through that front foot. Inhale, coming to our high runner's lunge. Settling. On our next inhale, Right palm grips, left arm spirals open, finding that inner thigh, squeezing towards one another. And exhale, release that front foot. Big step forward as we try to bring both those legs straight as best we can. Always an option to keep a bend if that serves you best. Remember, compassion for self, meeting ourselves where we are at. Sometimes our hamstrings are all about big stretches, and other times they just need a little bit of love. So wherever they are today, big breath in, send that love, and then exhale, release. All right, team, I'm going to switch directions so you can see this a little bit better. So we are going to start to walk forward, lengthening our stance a little bit, coming into a forward fold. So big toes can come in ever so slightly. We're about 3 to 4 feet apart in this wide fold. Big release. Beautiful. Finding that grounding space. Inhale, lifting that heart, pulling it through. Exhale, release. Inhale, start to lift it all the way up. Sweeping those arms up. We're going to turn the heels in, toes out, and we're going to go for a goddess squat. So the big thing with any squats, always knees in line with those big toes. We sit down, and as we sit down, cactusing the arms, pulling those knees in line with our toes. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, hold, checking, making sure those knees and toes are aligned. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, pull. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, dropping it down, heels pulling apart energetically. Let's hold and breathe, heart open. Inhale. If this doesn't feel good to you, if you're starting to feel it in your knees, try to squeeze the butt, but you can always come out of this, team. Softening. Open that heart. One more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale, stretch it back up. Beautiful. Start to rotate those big toes in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Heart shines forward. And release it down. Starting to walk those hands, rebending through your right leg. We're going to come to frame our right leg. So we're back in our nice runner's lunge here. Big breath in, pull that heart forward. And exhale, let it go. Nicely done, team. Inhale, stretch that right arm back up to the sky. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, big sweep up to our high crescent lunge. Holding at the top here. Nicely done. This is a perfect place to stay. Exhale, we can open through the heart if that feels good. Inhale, stretch up, really feeling that front heel driving back, inner thighs spiral together. Option to interlace the fingers behind the back. Again, a wonderful place to stay if this is feeling intense enough. Otherwise, inhale, open the heart, leading from the hips, finding our standing humble warrior. Beautiful, team. If you need to move the foot a little bit wider, you can reset that way. Again, thinking of right inner thigh spiraling towards left. Inner thigh and shoulders connect. Hands are pulling up and away so our shoulders are out of our ears. I know this one is intense. You've got this. Big breath in. And exhale, release those palms, stepping that back leg forward into pyramid. So strong. Big breath in. Letting it go. Inhale, start to rebend through that front leg. Step that left leg up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeezing it up through to that beautiful stretch. Exhale, cactusing through the arms, feeling that open heart. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, frame those feet. This time, right leg steps back, staying high up in that runner's lunge. Heart pulls forward, shining that heart, opening through that heart space. Inhale, planting through that right hand. Left arm extends, big twist. Inhale, set that left hand down, and on your exhale, sweeping it up into your crescent lunge. Always, too, you can bring it down to that back knee if this feels better for you. You can always fold the mat under if you need that back knee to be supported. All right, team, here we go. Big breath in. Exhale, opening up, cactus, baby back bend, squeezing those glutes, keep those hips square. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bringing those palms to touch, interlacing finger, opposite finger on top. This time, maybe we widen the stance. Big breath in, staying here, or on our exhale,
hinging forward, bringing it down into humble warrior. Practicing these postures because at the end of the day, when it comes to compassion, when it comes to love, regardless of who we're shining it towards, it takes a lot of humility to show up in that beautiful, loving position. Not humility in the way that has a negative connotation, but humility in that way where we're okay admitting we don't know everything. Sometimes we're wrong. We have so much to learn. And oftentimes we have so much to learn from each other. Inhale, release the hands. Exhale, step it up. Beautiful. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale, start to walk back to center. I'm going to flip it. We're back into that forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweeping it on up. Let's just do a couple more goddess squats. So heels in, toes out. Inhale, sit it down. Exhale, shine it up. Big toe, little toe, heels, press into the floor. Inhale, squeeze the glutes, open the heart. Exhale, bring it up. 2 more. Inhale, squeeze and open. Exhale, up. Inhale, little hold down here. 1 round of breath. Inhale, keep checking in with those toes and knees. Exhale, inhale, exhale, bring it up. Toes in, clasping the hands behind the back. Inhale, stretching the heart forward. And exhale, start to gently forward bend. Keeping the clasp in the hands. Reaching those knuckles up and away from your spine, shoulders out of the ears. Big breath in, always an option to bring some bend into those knees. Exhale, release. Inhale, start to walk it back towards the top of your mat, bending through that right leg. Exhale, stepping it up and together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweeping it up. Exhale, heart pulls through center 1 last time from standing. Inhale, stretch, biggest stretch yet. Exhale, fly it on down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, stepping both feet back. We're going to take a big down dog stretch in through the nose. Exhale, let it all go. Whoo, open mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Ah. Inhale, start to drop through the knees. Exhale, walking it back. We have 1 final posture before our cool down team. We're going to be hitting camel pose. So this one can be pretty intense. So as always, check in with that heart, check in with that body. Where are we today and what is available to us? So we're going to come up to a high kneel position. My knees are going to drop directly below my hips. So there's space. My heels are going to drop in line with my knees. So if you're looking at me straight on, you shouldn't be able to see my toes behind my body. Everything is in that nice alignment. Thinking like crazy about that squeeze forward we use to set up for the back bend, we're all going to start by inviting our hands, fingertips down, gently right on top of our haunches, so right above the glute. Big breath in, open the chest, elbows pulling back in together. Exhale, start to squeeze the hips forward. So as always, we're initiating through the belly button stays tight. This is an amazing place to stay. Breathing into the heart and exhaling through the glutes. If you feel like you have a little more space today, gently reaching for the back of the heels. This should not feel like compression in the low back. This is a heart opener. So by squeezing our glutes, that's how we're going to keep this shape nice and safe. Option to release the neck if that feels okay. Sometimes it doesn't. Big breath in. Exhale, squeeze. Into the heart. One more nice deep inhale here. If you were on the heels, start to walk it back to the hips. If you're on the hips, start to release forward. And big inhale, stretching it, toes together, knees wide, child's pose. Gorgeous work, beautiful. Big breath in. Exhale, soften. If you want to explore a different child's pose for just a moment, you can try bringing the knees together, hands by the side. Again, finding that compassion through our breath. And if our knees are together, let's slide the arms forward. If you're already in that wide leg, stay as you are.
Big breath in. We're going to take our right arm and thread the needle. So we're just going to thread the needle the same way we would from tabletop by drawing that right arm across, coming down to the shoulder, through the ear, trying to keep the hips settled. So really stretching through the hips back towards the heels. My left arm is planting into the floor. Finding that gentle twist here. Taking these final moments to come back to that intention we set. Being gentle with ourselves if we maybe let it go a little bit along the way. That's so normal. The important thing is that we know what it is and can always come back to it. Big stretch forward with that right arm. Inhale. Exhale, settle. Inhale, taking the left arm. Exhale, threading the needle. Again, stretching into the palm, really anchoring through that right arm, shoulder spirals down the back, hips to heels. Breathing into that back, the back of that heart space. So often we think of our heart space as only on the front of the body. And while it's true, the majority of the energy certainly feels to radiate, and that's where we have a tendency to find a ton of closure. Our heart space is in our back as well. So that space right behind that heart of ours, that upper back, those rhomboids, that shoulder blade space. Noticing when we might be angry or tense, the areas in the chest and the back that we tighten. And then in the moment, if we can, remembering that we can always find that breath to soften. Inhale, walking that arm forward. Exhale, everybody brings the knees together. We're finishing in that knees together, arms along the side, child's pose to finish. Finding that foundation, finding that connection in this pose to that inner child, that part of us that is our very essence, can be what brings us all of that vitality and play and joy. And then the part that also reacts and maybe sometimes acts out in ways we're not proud of because it's trying to keep us safe. Instead of shaming and distancing ourselves from reactions, one beautiful part about being humble, all that work today we did with Humble Warrior and Compassionate, with all that heart opening, is to sit with those reactions. So instead of shy away and bury them, just giving ourselves a moment to sit in and with them and to gently ask, what was that about? What was at the root of that? So often when we lash out, it rarely has to do with what happened in that moment. It's usually a culmination of things we haven't asked for over time. Maybe we had something happen at work and we held on to it and took it out on family. Again, no judgment. These are superhuman. But that mix of humility and compassion is how we get to grow through these moments of discomfort, by recognizing that they happened and then taking a moment without judgment to examine why. The more awareness we can bring to our behaviors, the more we're able to identify them as we grow and move on. And the more we're able to identify them, the more we're able to release them. So as you move out into your day today, I offer you this compassion, humility cocktail, helping you get just one step closer to that beautiful serenity we all deserve. Big breath in, final breath together. Holding at the top, exhale, letting it go. Thank you, Raiders, for showing up for yourself. I hope you have a beautiful, loving rest of your day. Namaste.